Hello, everyone. I want to give a really quick preface and talk about the fact that this isn't technically a below decks video, as in this isn't a Go Ship Below Decks post. If it was, then I'd be doing things slightly differently. So this is sort of a small update on how I'm going to handle those from now on. If we look perhaps at the most recent one, the sausage troubleshooting, which is fairly lighthearted, of course, but there was something strange to me about the way I handled that, in that I kind of just read the whole thing out, even though I don't think it's designed to be sort of shared in that way. I feel like it's only really meant to be read in that way. So from now on, if it's something like that, an actual straightforward below decks post, assuming that there will be more of them, I'm not going to just read them out verbatim. That doesn't seem to make much sense. I think that takes a lot away from it. I'd rather just read it and then make the relevant notes and then give you those. This, however, is much more straightforward news, especially because it's an announcement rather than actually giving direct information. So it's much more pertinent, in my opinion, to just read this verbatim. So I will. So it turns out they've got a big, important live stream coming up. It's Ghost Ship Publishing on the horizon, which will happen on October 5th at 2 o'clock CET, which is 12 o'clock GMT, which is our time, which means I won't be available for that, which means we will not be doing this. We won't be doing some kind of live commentary, unfortunately. I'm going to hopefully rope Tyler into making sure that he does the most relevant stuff. Say there's some kind of straightforward season 5 announcement or something like that he can do a news video on. Either way, if he doesn't, I'll make sure to cover everything important when I get back that day, and then of course we'll talk about it on the podcast. Either way, this is really cool. It's a developer broadcast. There it is. Cool graphics. Nice thumbnail, guys, for me. Hello, miners. Mark your calendars. On Thursday, October 5th, at 2 o'clock CET, we're doing a big live stream to share some updates from Ghost Ship Publishing, as well as what we've been working on here at Ghost Ship Games. Well, that also makes it not as bad that we're not going to be there, given that it's probably going to be at least half is going to be Ghost Ship Publishing stuff, which is cool. And it is Ghost Ship Publishing on the horizon. It's Ghost Ship Publishing, which obviously they don't publish Deep Rock Galactic, but that's still going to be a part of it. Soren Lundgaard, CEO, and Mikkel Martin Peterson, CCO and game director, will be hosting the event, and we're hoping to have some special guests join too. I would imagine this is going to be people from the publishing side, specifically like the guys working on the games, as well as probably the people from Mood Publishing. We'll share a full agenda for the live stream next week, but here's a peek at what you can expect. Progress updates from Ghost Ship Publishing projects, revealing the next game picked up by Ghost Ship Publishing. So they've got a new... Okay, that is actually interesting. Hands-on with the 2 new expansions for Deep Rock Galactic, the board game. That's not particularly interesting or relevant to us. We don't cover the board game specifically. News about future plans for Deep Rock Galactic and what we've been up to at Ghost Ship Games. Obviously, that's what we're going to be focusing on, obviously. Although the new game that they picked up in the publishing thing, that's exciting as well. More details to come. This is just to put the word out. And that's also what I'm doing. We hope you're able to join us live on October 5th. We've got some news we're super excited to share. Also, in case you missed it, the 2 new expansions for Deep Rock Galactic, the board game, have officially gotten their Kickstarter campaign primed for launch. It's set to kick off on September 28th and will run until October 16th. As mentioned before, this is an external project by Mood Publishing. We've been working on other fun stuff over here at Ghost Ship Games. You'll be able to back the Kickstarter here when it launches, and you can see the official trailer below. I'm not going to play the trailer either. I think it's going to be a waste of time. This is much more of an announcement on my part as well, and to sort of explain what we're doing with this. In that, I don't know. We'll see, because like I said, I'm not actually going to be available at the time that this happens. It will obviously be covered though. There will be at least one news video pertaining to what's revealed in the live stream, and obviously we're going to talk about it invariably on the stream, but more importantly on the podcast. We're going to dive into everything that they talk about, whether we care about it or not, because due to the nature of the channel, it's mainly the board game we're not as interested in, although frankly we're centered on Deep Rock Galactic anyway, which means the games that they're publishing are also not inherently of interest. DRG Survivor is of some interest. I'd say the most interesting one for us is probably Dark Swarm, only because that looks like a much more original piece that's still sort of tangential to Deep Rock in some ways. So we're definitely interested in that, especially because that's the one we know the least about. But of course, another game being picked up is interesting, and the idea of it possibly being another Deep Rock spin-off is also very tantalizing, although I'm not going to say that that's the case. It's probably not. But yeah, that's all for now. We'll be back in a week to share the full agenda for Ghost Ship Publishing. So that'll be the news next week. So that'll be helpful. That'll be good. Okay, well, that is it. I imagine there won't be anything else today or even this week, and that's perfectly fine, especially because they're building towards this. I suppose the only thing that sort of not irks me is just that it's clearly not entirely dedicated to Deep Rock Galactic itself. And that's really what we're looking for, and it will get into that. I think we're going to get a proper season 5 announcement. Well, that won't inherently include the title, but basically we're going to get, in my opinion, what we're going to get is at least the information that you would get from the roadmaps, plus something else. I'd imagine that's what I'm sort of thinking is going to be the case for this. To explain what I mean by that exactly, what I think we're going to see, if I go back to, well, actually, we're going to have to go back to the season 3 roadmap, to show you what I'm talking about, which is all the way back, here. The season 3 roadmap reveals, it gives a small teaser about the season theme. It talks about the meteorite on its way to Kratos, which is the star that Hoxie's orbits, and also mentions new grenades. I think we're going to get at least this, basically, but probably not in the form of a roadmap. That's what I'm betting. Maybe some actual sort of visual reveals as well. I don't know. It could be the first teaser as well. I'm not sure what to expect exactly, but they're still making a big deal out of it. So we'll be sure to cover that. It's exciting, obviously. It is the Ghost Ship Publishing on the Horizon developer broadcast. Thursday, October 5th at 14 o'clock, 2 p.m. CET. So stay tuned for that. We'll do what we can to cover it. Very exciting. And as always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like, subscribe. If you want to stay on top of all things Deep Rock Galactic, in terms of news, patches, and behind-the-scenes information, then clicking the notification bell would be beneficial to you as well. And once again, thank you very much, and take care. See you next time, baby.